Today we are taking delivery of a brand new DF Goblin frame that we revealed in the past couple of videos. Now I say taking delivery, but I really mean unloading because we kind of already went and got it. I'll go ahead and put in a little clip of us picking it up. This is the color we chose. We chose a gloss black. It's a little dusty, but overall I think it turned out really good, especially for the kind of vibe we're going for, which is that supercar killer. We kind of want it to be intense, kind of Batmobile-esque. So it's looking really good so far. We got it secured in the back of Logan's truck. Now all we got to do is make it 40 minutes back to Dallas, which is probably going to be the sketchiest part out of this entire build, is this drive we're about to do right now. I don't want to damage the frame, I don't want to damage the powder coat, and I don't want to damage Logan's truck. So we're going to take it slow and hopefully we'll make it without any problems. Now we are here at the garage and here it is. And here is Logan helping unload all of the parts. Logan's truck has been like a huge help this summer so far because we've had to move so many big things, especially into the garage. But here is the frame in its glory, fully powder coated black. It looks really good. Again, originally I could have gone like a color. I thought about doing gray, you know, because living like gray. My name's Grayson. I thought that'd be a little clever thing to do, but I think the black just looks so clean, so cool. So I'm really excited to have this thing here at the garage. We're gonna go ahead and unload it, and then we'll continue disassembly of the Chevy Cobalt and hopefully maybe start throwing a few parts into the actual Goblin frame itself. So let's go ahead and get that done. You're good. You're still good.
Keep moving. Lift up your feet higher. There you go.
We go right.
And stop. Now crouch. Do you do your squats? Do you do your squats?
We have it unloaded thanks to a couple neighbors here at the garage, the Hoosman Bros. I'm gonna give them a little shout out to their YouTube channel down below because they helped out unloading this thing. So go ahead and subscribe to them. I'll link their channel down below. They're really cool guys. They do a bunch of Porsche stuff and a bunch of other stuff as well. So anyways, we have this unloaded and it looks incredible. I mean, seeing this here, like standing next to it, you kind of get a scale of how like small this thing actually is. It's not that big of a car. Like it is very small, substantially smaller than the Cobalt, which is right here that we've been disassembling. So you can tell that this thing is now becoming a much smaller this thing. Anyways, we have the frame unloaded right here. It looks really good. The black I think was like the perfect choice. And then we have a bunch of other pieces over here as well. So we have some of like the floor pan pieces, the like door panel and gauge cluster pieces, and then all of these beautiful, like we have the control arms and stuff like that, and it just looks incredible. So that's like the front end where the nose will mount, and then we have all the other new parts and reusable parts right here. Overall, this thing's looking really good. I'm really excited for this now that I have everything laid out in front of me and I actually get to see it. There is a stage 2 kit that we actually have to pick up, which is kind of like the finish out pieces, like the seats and the interior and those kind of stuff that make it look a little bit better. We're gonna come back later, get this thing torn down and start putting it into the actual frame. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Today we are continuing the DF Goblin kit car build. We are finally starting to assemble the car, which is so good. I went ahead and started mocking things up. As you can see, this is kind of what we're doing today. We're gonna be doing the floor panels, the steering rack, and a few other things to start this build finally moving along. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Gray and I like to build cars, and we have been building this DF Goblin kit car here on the channel for the past couple videos or so. We've been taking everything out of this Chevy Cobalt and putting it into this frame right here, and today we are finally starting to build it. So if that sounds cool to you, be sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any of this process, and then all of the videos of us driving it once it's done. Now if you have seen the past couple of videos, you will know that Logan has been helping me with this. Logan is not here today. He's actually graduating today. Like today he is graduating, so congrats to Logan. He's in Arkansas finishing his degree and he'll be back here soon to help me out, but I figured I'd go ahead and do the things that I could do with just one person. So what we're doing today, as you see, I have mocked up here the steering rack. We're putting the steering rack in. We're probably gonna run a couple of, I believe this is the clutch cable and the master cylinder cable. We're gonna put these floor panels on, rivet them in, and basically glue them down other than the rivets. And then we're also going to run coolant tube through this frame. Now, I don't know how far we're gonna get. I'm hoping that we get at least all of that done and then maybe a little further. I'm not sure what the next step after that is, but we're gonna try to get as much of it done in this video as we can. So let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, I gotta build a couple of things. As you can see, it's a total mess here. DF Goblin luckily gives you a bunch of basically how-to videos on how to build this thing, and it's like a Lego set, but for adults and car guys. So easiest car to build out of all of them, even the Datsun, which is already built. This has so far been the easiest because of those videos. Now, what we're gonna do basically is I have to build a tool using this winch to pull this tube through this tube right here all the way to the front of the car. That's gonna be the coolant lines running from the radiator back to the motor. Basically, since now it's a rear engine motor, we're gonna have to mount a radiator up front and run coolant back. So it's a little more difficult, but hopefully with this tool, it'll make it a little bit easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and build this thing and update you guys once I have it built. Doesn't necessarily need to be far back, it just needs to be thin enough to get it all on. So we went ahead and ran the coolant tubes through the chassis. That was actually an easier process than we thought it was gonna be. We thought it was gonna be a lot of pain and cuss words and everything in between. But these guys make it so easy to follow their guide. If you do it exactly the way that they do it, it's very little pain, very little cuss words, and just easy. Which, if you've ever worked on cars before, it's rarely ever just easy. But we got these things ran through. Now the next thing we have to do is do these floor panels. As you can see, I've already got them mocked up. I got everything in the position that it has to go in. All I have to do is rivet this down and also use some urethane glue and glue the panels down. So that's the next step, and then we'll move on to the front steering rack. Okay, so as you can see, I'm in different clothes because it is a different day. I lost a washer and I couldn't find it, and so I decided to go home, and I came back today and I found it. So the washers were for the steering rack. As you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 washers here, and we went ahead and torqued down the steering rack, and we have all of the floor panels in. So we have this front panel here, we have this, and this security bar in. As you guys saw while I was mounting these things, I was spreading around like adhesive with my finger, and I know that's not the right way to do it, but the tube that we bought was faulty, and so it wouldn't like work with the gun thing that you normally apply adhesive with. So I just decided to use it like a roll of toothpaste and spread it around myself, and it worked just fine, but it did kind of get a little messy, as you guys can see. But overall, this is a super solid floor. We have it riveted down. We have the coolant tubes run through, the steering rack on. Now we just need to see what's next and keep going to finally finish stage 1 and get that much closer to getting this thing on its wheels. So we went ahead and looked at the videos, and basically what we're doing next is we're installing some steering rack limiters because we're gonna have a shorter, basically, steering angle because this car is different from that car. That's the best I can explain it. If you want more info, you can do your own research, or you can put it together yourself. But we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm not sure what's next after that, but I'm sure I'll update you.
I got mine.
What?
I'll show you.
Video that you made.
Got it.
There we go. Okay. So, yeah, nice. Or here, I got it. Your car is
Oh! Just a washer. There. Oh, good God. Forget how small it is.
I know, dude.
It makes the Datsun look huge.
Okay, so we went ahead and flipped it upright because we got everything done on the bottom that we need to get done, and it looks insane. I forget how, like, the camera doesn't even pick it up. It just looks like a bunch of, but it looks super cool. Like, this is gonna be absolutely insane when you're sitting looking out that way, and that's what you see. This thing's gonna be crazy, dude. Yeah, the Datsun looks massive compared to this, man.
I mean, like, look at what we're going from. Like, look at even the size of the Cobalt next to it.
Yeah, no, the Cobalt looks huge. And the Cobalt's not a, well, I guess the Cobalt's like a fairly big car. But like, compared to the Datsun even, the Datsun's a small car. This thing looks tiny. It looks super menacing though. I cannot wait to be able to actually drive this thing. But I don't really know what's next. We kind of need to put it up on jack stands, and all of my jack stands are occupied. So we're gonna figure out what we want to do from here. Anyways, that's all I got.
Perfect height for this, actually.
Yeah, it actually works out really well. Sick. Oh shit, I don't know. What's on here? I need a impact first, I think. No. There we go.
Grayson, tell me what you're doing right now.
We are installing the power steering module into the Goblin right now, which should go like this, I think.
Yes, we just need to.
There we go.
Yeah, you just gotta bolt that in.
Okay.
Torque to spec.
Yeah, torque to spec. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we reached a stopping point. Basically, we ran into a problem, and that's the stopping point. But let me show you guys what we went ahead and got done. We got the steering rack put on, the floor panels put on. We went ahead and installed this electric-powered steering unit. The thing that stopped us was actually the collapsible steering rack. It's supposed to be able to collapse. Mine does not. It like rusted while it was sitting out while we were building this. and so we couldn't fit it right here. So I need to order a new one of those. But we got a lot done, and the car is now up on jack stands, which normally that's not a good thing. But in this case, it means progress. So we're getting closer to finally having the car on its wheels. We just need to go pick up stage 2 and figure out this collapsible steering rack issue. But that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. I'll leave you with this view of the Goblin. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I got a funny thing that he's gonna pixelate it.